I bet you never knew that most of the internet you use every day does not travel through the air or satellites. It travels through physical cables laid across the bottom of the ocean. Messages, videos, bank transactions, entire economies, all moving through fiber optic lines resting on the ocean floor. Let that sink in for a moment. Stay with us until the end, because once you understand how this is even possible, it completely changes the way you think about the modern world. Leave a comment if this surprises you, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden systems that quietly shape our reality. Before we go any further, it is important to clarify that this video discusses publicly available information about global internet infrastructure and ocean research. The information shared is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and does not involve speculation beyond established facts. So, how is it possible that the internet runs through the ocean? The answer is that over 99% of international data traffic is carried by submarine fiber optic cables. These cables stretch across the ocean floor, connecting continents: North America to Europe, Asia to Africa, Australia to the rest of the world. Satellites exist, but they handle only a tiny fraction of global internet traffic because fiber optic cables are faster, more reliable, and capable of carrying massive amounts of data at once. This raises an obvious question. How could humans lay cables across the ocean floor when scientists estimate that only about 20% of the seafloor has been mapped in high resolution? If we barely know what is down there, how could we build something so precise? The answer is that mapping and exploring are not the same thing. While humans have visually explored only a small portion of the ocean, we have mapped large areas using sonar, satellite measurements, and bathymetric data. These technologies allow scientists and engineers to understand the shape and depth of the ocean floor without ever seeing it directly. Engineers can plan routes that avoid underwater mountains, deep trenches, and unstable areas using this data alone. Another question people often ask is whether we even have the technology to place cables at such extreme depths. The answer is yes, and we have had versions of this technology for more than a century. The first transatlantic cable was laid in the 1800s. Today, specialized cable-laying ships are used to deploy thousands of miles of cable with incredible precision. These ships move slowly, carefully lowering cable to the seafloor while monitoring tension, depth, and position in real time. You might imagine these cables as massive pipelines, but the reality is very different. In deep ocean areas, the cables are surprisingly thin, often about the width of a garden hose. Near coastlines, they are reinforced with protective layers and sometimes buried beneath the seabed to prevent damage from anchors or fishing equipment. In the deep ocean, where there is very little human activity, the cables simply rest on the seafloor. This leads to another fascinating question. What happens if a cable breaks? After all, the ocean is massive, dark, and under extreme pressure. How could anyone possibly fix it? When a break occurs, its location can be identified electronically. Cable repair ships then travel to the site and use remotely operated vehicles and specialized equipment to retrieve the cable from the seafloor. The damaged section is brought on board, repaired, and carefully lowered back down. No human divers are involved. Machines do the work in places humans cannot survive. Another surprising fact is that these cables are incredibly resilient. They are designed to withstand immense pressure, freezing temperatures, and decades of use. Some remain operational for more than 25 years before needing replacement. Despite their importance, they are rarely talked about, making them one of the most critical yet invisible systems supporting modern life. Now here is where things get even more mind-blowing. These modern cables run across areas of the ocean floor that were once dry land. During the last ice age, sea levels were much lower, and vast regions like Doggerland connected parts of Europe that are now separated by water. Entire human populations lived on land that is now submerged. This means modern internet cables sometimes pass over ancient landscapes, prehistoric settlements, and areas that may still hold undiscovered artifacts. This raises a deeper question. How much human history lies beneath the ocean? If rising seas erased entire regions once inhabited by humans, how much of our story is missing? Scientists believe sea level rise has submerged countless coastal settlements from ancient civilizations. While we do not have direct evidence of advanced lost cities beneath the sea, we do know for certain that early humans lived in areas that are now underwater. Another question worth asking is how little the average person knows about this system. Most people imagine the internet as something abstract, floating invisibly around the world. In reality, it is grounded in physical infrastructure, stretching across deserts, mountains, and oceans. The digital world depends on physical systems that are vulnerable, maintained by humans, and deeply connected to the natural world. So, how can it be true that we barely understand the ocean, yet rely on it to keep the world connected? The answer lies in specialization. We do not need to understand every ecosystem or organism in the deep sea to build infrastructure there. Engineering focuses on physics, materials, and mapping, while biology focuses on life. These are very different forms of knowledge. This creates a strange paradox. Humanity has built a global nervous system across the ocean floor while still knowing very little about what lives around it. Modern civilization quite literally runs through a part of the planet we barely understand. When you think about it this way, the ocean becomes more than a mysterious place. It becomes the backbone of modern communication, a hidden space where ancient history and modern technology quietly coexist. If this changed the way you think about the internet, leave a comment and share what surprised you most. Subscribe for more deep dives into the unseen systems, forgotten histories, and real-world mysteries hiding beneath the surface. The information shared in this video is based on publicly available research, historical records, and documented technology. It is presented for educational and entertainment purposes only, and does not include speculative claims beyond established facts.